From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a big early mornings broadcast here on LALATE with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check updated 2021. In this recording, we go over the breaking news from the White House, from Leader Schumer and Speaker, and also Mayor Pete about this fourth stimulus. Also, we go over that fourth stimulus check, the biggest payout you've ever seen in the history of this channel, how much you're going to get, when you're going to get it, and all the great, incredible details. Then, in the second half of this video, we go over fifth stimulus. That'll raise your benefits up, especially if you're on SSI and SSDI, Social Security, and veterans, and then apply a benchmark. And the breaking details we're going to see all this week that'll give us more insight about that benchmark. Wow, wonderful news. And then in the middle of this recording, we go over the big money. Thousands of dollars the viewers continue to get. I'm going to go over how you can get it as well. It's a big morning. The toast is toasting. The butter is buttering. I'm here. You're here. Let's get ready. Let's get going. I mean, who has my bacon? Do you see the bacon? I don't know where that bacon is. This is Early Mornings LALATE. Doing? You already made it to the middle of the week. I mean, can you imagine it's the middle of the week already? How did that happen? How are we already at the middle of the week? I just don't understand how that happened. But how are you? How's the weather where you are and where you tuning in from? Drop in the comments right now how the weather is this early morning on a Wednesday morning, and tell me how the weather is where you are as well. Boy, we made it halfway through the week, almost to the weekend. Yeah, that's just wonderful. Only more wonderful is some fourth stimulus checks update. In this fourth stimulus check update of 2021, we're going to go over those multiple stimulus checks, how much you're going to get, how you're going to get it, and the breaking news as well. In the second half of this video, we'll be cutting to fifth stimulus, and the raising of your benefits will not just be generationally changing, but life-changing. Wow. Then in the middle of this recording, we go over the big money in the middle of this recording that viewers continue to get, and it's your turn to get it today as well. This is LALATE, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, the only financial news channel of its kind, live in the morning and taped in the afternoons. I'm next live with you on Mornings LALATE, then we got it go into Mornings Crypto and Mornings, then Noontime LALATE. Also, at the time of this video airing is our overnight crypto show, so jump into that after you're finished. But first, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record in 1 year. Hit that subscribe button. Next stop, 1 million. Also, like this video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Let's get right to that monthly stimulus check bill from Jalapal and compare it against the House proposal. So Jalapal's bill provides a monthly stimulus check for pandemic plus 1 year. If you're on the live chat right after the show debuts, get ready to vote House or Senate. And if you're watching it later in the day, then get ready to vote in the comments. Say where you're watching from as well. But don't vote yet. We got to go over the details here, folks. The first details is that Jalapal's House bill provides a stimulus check for the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year. The Senate proposal, on the other hand, provides it for July to December. All right, let's compare the monthly amount. The monthly amount from Jalapal's bill is $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter. The Senate amount is unknown, but word on the street is it's this. Wow. Wonderful. I love it. $2,000 a month over 6 months, $12,000. Or $1,400 a month over 6 months, $8,400. Yes. Now, let's go back to Jalapal's provision because macroeconomics may be modifying this. Jalapal's bill provides a stimulus check for pandemic plus 1 year. But insiders believe the legislators may contend the pandemic's over when they vote. That would leave Jalapal with just 1 year of stimulus checks, which over 1 year of stimulus checks would amount to $13,000. And $13,000 of stimulus checks, how does that compare against the Senate proposal with a lot more money in a shorter period of time? Drop in the comments what you think. Senate or House, which one do you like? Senate or House? 13 months of stimulus, $13,000 over 12 months from Jalapal, or this in 6 months. Wow. All right, jump in the comments, Senate or House, which one do you like? And also say where you're watching from. All right, let's go over the other details. Who gets a forced stimulus check? You do. So if you make less than $75,000, you get the forced stimulus check. Married couple, $150,000, you get it, double it. Household 4 or less, you get the forced stimulus check. And finally, beneficiaries get the forced stimulus check. SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, you get the forced stimulus check. This is what they represent, these legislators, same income qualification as third stimulus. Next, forced stimulus checks would not come in waves because they're monthly stimulus checks. Forced stimulus checks are not taxable because they are not income. Forced stimulus checks would not have a different amount for different people. Everyone would have the same amount. Wonderful news. Adult dependents, minor dependents, all the same amount. Forced stimulus checks, we don't know whether they are or are not taken out for child support. Too early to tell. And forced stimulus checks are all the representation of legislators. I'm just the reporter. I'm not making representations. I'm just reporting what they say. They say the vote will be by July 4th. That means that the forced stimulus checks would land in the month of July for the month of July, and in the month of August for the month of August. And so there you go. That is your forced stimulus check update of 2021 to start. But I got the breaking news and what happened yesterday with the president in just a second. But first, here's a preview of the second half of this video. Oh, it's good. It's really good. Fifth stimulus heats up this fall with that raising up of your benefits. But we're going to see throughout this week how the benchmark of inflation may be a lot higher than anyone saw. Wow. That's coming up in a second. But first, let's turn to this big money that viewers continue to kill over. It's just wonderful. You are killing it. Viewers no less than every hour sending me private messages, posting messages in the live chat on the channel. If you're in the live chat right now, post one as well. The viewers who have gotten this money for rent or utilities or mortgage or SNAP, you are doing wonderful. Remember, we don't track checks on this channel. We cash checks. We are not dropping comments like what day in the month of July is a stimulus check coming. No, you are cashing checks right now. And I'm going to show you right now how to get some checks if you haven't gotten any. So get a pen and paper ready. Stay with me at the very end. And if you've gotten some, we're going to get you some more. $350 billion for you. No, not all for you. It's a share. $350 billion is landing in your city, counties, and states from the third stimulus from the federal government, and I want you to get that money. Where is it? Let's go over the details. It is rent, it is utilities, it is mortgage assistance, and homeowners utility assistance. What does it start with? It starts with rent, about $5,000. Yes, wonderful. About $5,000 for rent, 4 to 6 months of rent. Now, here's what you need to know is that when you reach out to each place, they have different eligibility. So one may say no, and another one may say yes. So keep on pushing until you get the yes. Got that pen and paper ready? I hope it's a yes. So here we go. City Hall, this is where you're going to reach out for the money for. City Hall, City Housing Authority. County Hall, County Housing Authority. State Hall, State Housing Authority. You're going to ask for rent assistance because of COVID or mortgage assistance because of COVID. You do not use the word stimulus. This is third stimulus money, but you do not use the word stimulus when asking for it. And it's wonderful, about $5,000 for rent. One viewer, Tim, got it. Another viewer, Linda, got it. I have a feeling you are going to be the next person who gets some money for rent and utilities as well. Well, the next pot of money is even better, and it is SNAP. And congratulations to Gail, who reported getting it 2 days ago, and Lynn, her mom, and her son getting it as well. Wonderful news. Let's go over what SNAP is, how do you get it, how much it is, and all the details starting right now. SNAP is money for your food, and SNAP is administered by the Department of Agriculture. So reach out to Department of Agriculture to get this money, DOA. How much money is it? It's about $16,000 for a family of 4 in Hawaii. Why so much money? Because of 2 wonderful executive orders, one for Biden and one from Trump, that raised everyone's SNAP benefits up 15% between January and December. So go get that SNAP. $16,000 for a family of 4 in Hawaii. $5,000 for rent. We are cashing checks, not tracking checks, and we are killing. We're only 10 minutes in this video. Look how much money we've gotten, and I'm not done there yet. More money, and one viewer got $5,000 for this. What is it? It is money coming back from the federal government to you money coming back from the states to you because of the federal government. We're going to go over what this is, how you get it, and when you get it. First, what is this? The federal government has identified states as overpaying unemployment benefits to you during the last year due to computer error and then telling you to return the money, and you did. Well, guess what? The federal government has said that was your money to keep. Oh my goodness. So the federal government has ordered the states to return the money to you. Wow. That's $5,000 one viewer got from their state back. Now, how are you going to get the money? Automatic to the account you have on file with your state. Finally, when are you going to get the money? Reach out to your individual state. It depends upon routing time. This next pot of money, I first have an example. I first have a story I want to tell you, and it really embodies the wonderful nature of the viewers of this channel. This channel is about helping people. I've been helping people since day one. $25 million I got for EIDL for viewers this channel, $250,000 I got for viewers this channel for rent utilities, and we're continually getting money. My volunteers are helping you get money, and that is the spirit of this channel. No channel works to help you get money more than this channel, but the viewers also help each other. And here's an example. 2 nights ago or 3 nights ago, a viewer reached out to me on the Overnight Crypto show, a hit show now on this channel. It's not about unemployment, it's about crypto. And the viewer jumped into the live chat because he knew I was going to be in there. I'm in there answering questions about crypto. But he wanted to find me to send me this message to tell you to help you. Wow. He wanted you to know that he got his IRS refund for the taxes he paid on unemployment last Friday, the Friday before Memorial Day weekend. And he wanted you to know that. He said, I want the viewers to know that. Can you tell them that so they stay positive? That is just wonderful. That is the true embodiment of this channel. People helping one another. And let's go to that incredible details right now. None of you got $2,000 for us. So the federal government is returning back to you the taxes you paid on your unemployment benefits from 2020. First, how much, when, how, and how to track. Let's go over the details. First, what is this? This is the taxes you paid to IRS on your unemployment benefits on the 2020 return. Let's go over an example. You had $9,000 of unemployment benefits in 2020. You paid $5,000 in your total tax bill to IRS, of which $4,000 was your taxes on unemployment benefits. You're getting back a check of $4,000. Next, how are you getting the check? In the mailbox. So you need to go surgically slowly through the mail over the next few weeks to make sure you do not discard this laser thin envelope of a check from the IRS. Then, when are you getting it? IRS represented that all the checks were sent out in the month of May. That does not mean you're receiving the checks in the month of May. You may receive them all the way throughout June. Checks for individuals first, then individual complex returns, and then joint filers last. Finally, how to track it. Go to irs.gov, set up a username and password, and go in there and do a transcript search. A transcript search will reveal the activity on your account, starting first with your name, then your social security number, then your tax return you filed, then any refunds that you have coming back to you from IRS. It's the transcript trick, and it works about 75% of the time for viewers, so go get it. Is there anything else that could be better than that? Yes, and that is the continuation of our 4 stimulus check update. It started with Leader Schumer, it continued with Mayor Pete, and it continued with the president yesterday. And I'm going to go over all those breaking details starting right now. Chuck Schumer has confirmed not 1, but 3 of the details which I told you he was going to announce. Number 1, Chuck Schumer confirmed, as I said to you, that the reconciliation process has already begun. He also confirmed that the final vote will be no later than July 4th. And finally, he confirmed that the president may continue to have negotiations, but that'll have nothing to do with the legislators because they are going right to the finish line. Wow. Mayor Pete, on the other hand, 2 days ago, said we're not going to wait around indefinitely to call a vote. We have to call a vote at some point. And finally, yesterday, the President of the United States said that today, Wednesday, he will have a meeting with one Republican to hear what she has to offer. That's not much of anything at this point because it's important to understand that the legislators are not holding up legislation for any more meetings. The presidents can continue to have meetings, but they're not going to hold up what they're doing because of any more meetings. Wow. great news. It all started with Jolapal getting the ball rolling about a week ago with this letter to Leader Schumer. Now, Jolapal's done a lot of things. In addition to writing the multiple stimulus check bill, Jolapal got over 100 House Democrats to write the president a letter when that bill was written saying, we're going to put those multiple stimulus checks in the fourth stimulus package. Well, Jolapal wrote Schumer a letter about a week ago saying, just call the vote. Call the vote. What are we waiting around for? Why did Jolapal say that? Because there was no reason to really wait around any longer. And now Schumer is calling the vote, so I guess it worked. When Jolapal wrote that letter to Schumer, it was co-signed by over a dozen House Democrats. And among them are the House Democrats who wrote the president that letter saying we're going to put those multiple stimulus checks in the fourth stimulus package. Wow. Does it get better than that? It gets a lot better than that. When about a week ago, this letter was written by 7 House members to the president saying that when we do work together on the fourth stimulus package, we will put in the multiple stimulus checks. Now, what does that mean, work together? Well, the president doesn't write the legislation. They do. So who are these people that write the legislation? They are on the subcommittee that solely and exclusively is responsible for writing stimulus packages and stimulus checks. They are solely responsible for writing the stimulus check section of the stimulus packages. They wrote the stimulus checks for the first stimulus package, the second stimulus checks, the third stimulus checks, and they're now telling the president we are putting those 4 stimulus checks monthly into this current stimulus package. Wow, and they wrote that letter just a week ago before Schumer said call the vote. And then on Tuesday, the president made a really fascinating twist. It's a little complicated, so let me slow this one down. The president reached out to the G7 countries and got them to tentatively agree to a global minimum corporate tax rate of 15%. What does that mean? It means that you won't relocate your business from the United States to, let's say, France, because the global corporate tax rate will be higher. Okay. But what did he do later in the day? The president reportedly, according to insiders, spoke to them and said, once fourth stimulus becomes law, he's going to come back and get those G7 countries to sign on the dotted line about this global minimum corporate tax rate. And if they do, then he's going to drop the U.S. corporate tax rate closer to where it is right now. Multiple stimulus checks and a lower corporate tax rate. Does it get better than that? It does. On Wednesday last week, the president saw the last counter offer from the Republicans and said, no deal. Chuck, call the vote. Then on Thursday, perhaps the best news of this entire sequence was a series of Senate Democrats, not Chuck, but other senators, came forward and said, we saw the counter proposal. We're not going to wait around any longer. It's time to call the vote. And there you go. Time to call the vote. Later this recording, I go over what calling the vote means. It's important for you to know it. And also breaking details about fifth stimulus and what's going on in the economy that signals fifth stimulus could go even higher with that SSI reform. Wow, incredible, great news. But first, even better news is for you to get that money for rent. We aren't tracking checks on this channel. We are cashing them. And I want you to cash some checks for rent, utilities, mortgage, and utilities help. If you've tried to get it, I want you to first try to get it yourself. But if you can't get it, then reach out to the volunteers. They're wonderful. They embody everything about this channel. They are viewers just like you who have stepped forward to volunteer to help you get this money. Reach out to them. They're on the community page. Where's the community page? Open the description of this video. Go down in the description till you find an emoji of a house. That emoji of the house then has a link over to the community page. news.lalate.com/community. On that community page is the volunteers and a picture of some cats. The volunteers are separated from Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram and can help you find that money. So reach out to them. I'll be back in 60 seconds with more exciting details about fourth stimulus, fifth stimulus, and another new surprise. Stay with me. I'll be back in about 60 seconds. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.lalate.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on Early Mornings LALATE. The toast is toasted and the butter is buttering. The coffee is brewing. I'm here, you're here, but the bacon is missing. Can Jalapal make a bacon bill for us? Bacon every month for pandemic plus 1 year. 2,000 slices of bacon for LALATE every day. How are you? It's Early Mornings LALATE. How's the weather where you are? Is it bacon free? That subscribe button. 400,000 subscribers in 1 year, a YouTube record. Next stop, 1 million. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like this video. Tell people to come on over here. Come on over. Come on down. Also, consider becoming a member. Member links at the top of the chat and the pinned comment. Let's get into the details about that fifth stimulus. This stimulus heats up this fall with that incredible change of your benefits. Let's go over the details. First, they'll increase your benefit limits. Then they'll remove the asset limit, add an inflationary benchmark, and then they'll remove the income exclusion and then remove the marriage penalty. Let me go over the details. The breaking news, the news you're expected to see this week, and the calculations behind this. All right, first, they're going to raise everyone's benefits up one big time. That's SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, and veterans benefits, and multiple benefits, and survivor benefits. And then they will apply a benchmark. The benchmark is inflation. Now, we know what inflation is. That's easy. But what's a benchmark? A benchmark is every December they look at the item and see whether it's a positive number or zero. If it's zero, your benefits stay the same next year. If it's a positive number, then your benefits step up. They never step down. Now, here's what you need to know, is that when we're looking at these benefit numbers, when we're looking at this benchmark, it is tied to inflation. Well, most leading analysts believe that the inflationary rate in December when they apply it this fall would be the highest of a generation. This is wonderful. Now, if it is really that high, it would change your benefits lifetime. Yes, so let me explain how this works. Jeremy Siegel about 2 weeks ago said the inflation rate would be 20%. I think that's a little too high. But the Atlanta Federal Reserve said we're going from about 4% growth to about 10.5% growth. That looks like about 7% inflation there. Analysts are talking about 3% to 7% inflation. You're going to see later this week a lot more economic data coming out. The new jobless claims on Thursday, but you're going to see a lot of other economic data, which will give us a signal of how quickly the inflation is ramping up. It's expected to be much higher in December than now. But let's use an example of 6%. Let's say the inflation is 6% in December. This is how it would work. First, they'd raise your benefits up. Then they'd apply the benchmark of inflation. Let's say it's 6%. That would raise your benefits up an additional 6% next year to start. It wouldn't stop next year. You would always be plus 6% lifetime. Because once benefits step up 6%, they never step down. That would be your new number, plus 6%. And if inflation is 0% for the next 5 years, you do not step down. If inflation after that is 2%, then you'd step up an additional 2%. It's wonderful news. All right, let's go to the other items that are in fifth stimulus. And it starts with the asset cap. It's going away, dating back to a 1980s law that says you can't have more than $3,000 in your hand. It's going to go away so you can get those stimulus checks in your hand. Then they're going to remove the income cap, dating back to a 1960s law, which is going to go away. That'll allow you to work and stay on benefits. And finally, the marriage penalty. Horrible. It's going to go away. So you will no longer be penalized if you get married, and if you are married, you will not be penalized. Love will win because the marriage penalty will go away, and you'll be able to marry your longtime love interest and not be suffering from penalties. Wow. That's fifth stimulus that heats up this fall. September starts, likely out the door and finished by October. Benefits in your account may be by November, and then the step up in January. Now, it's important to understand that this stimulus has a lot of other things in there, and that's the value of membership. Because every day I deliver to you what's in the fifth stimulus, what's in the fourth stimulus, what's in the third stimulus. Because of a 30-minute video that's currently at 25 minutes, I don't have time to go over everything and all the bills. Fifth stimulus, for example, has money for single people, single hazard pay money, single seniors. But I don't have time to go through all those items. Even while the president calls it the family plan, the fifth stimulus, there's a lot of stuff in there that's not for family. The way you find it out is becoming a member and getting all those items delivered to you slowly, one at a time. But if you can't become a member, at least subscribe. The link to subscribe is in the description as well. Why is it important to subscribe? Because in the month of July, there's going to be a lot of things happening. A lot of things happening. There's another budget bill, not this budget bill. There's a third stimulus check, not this fourth stimulus check. There is potential other Jalapal bills being called for a vote, not this Jalapal bill. So I don't want you to get complicated by looking at something else. And that's the benefit of at least subscribing. All right, let's go back now to understanding calling the vote for legislative purposes in the fourth stimulus package. It's important for you to know that calling the vote is not a one-day event. This is required by the Constitution. It's not something that has been set arbitrarily by Nancy or Chalk or randomly set by a party. It is something required on the Constitution, and there's no way to cut corners on it. There's 9 steps I've identified. The first half are procedural, the second half are substantive. Let's go over those 9 voting steps. Step 1, the House subcommittee has to call the vote on the procedural bill. Step 2, the House floor has to call the vote on the procedural bill. Step 3, the Senate calls the vote on the procedural bill. And step 4, the President signs the procedural bill into law. We're done on step 1, the procedural bill. The tow truck has passed over the finish line. Time to do the substantive bill. The House subcommittee does the substantive bill. At that point, those House Ways and Means members could, at the subcommittee level, put those multiple stimulus checks in at the House level. Then step 6, the House floor votes on the substantive bill. Step 7 and 8 is the 2-day vote-a-rama in the Senate, in which senators propose amendments. And that's when stimulus checks could come in as well. If the House members haven't put in stimulus checks by that point, the senators can put it in. Or if the House members have put in stimulus checks, the senators can modify it. And step 9, the president signs into law. 9 steps that require 9 voting events or signature events. And then ultimately, it's not a one-day process. Finally, what's important to note is that this is the purple power. We don't roll over. And in the next few days, we're going to start to ramp up because we understand. We got the emojis for it as well. It's not bill yet. It's not law yet. Until it's law, we are going to fight for every penny that we're owed. They make the representation, we're going to get it. We're going to make the push to make sure they give it to us. We don't roll over and assume something's landing in our bank account. We push because we're the purple power. We have seen these legislators make certain things go away and make certain things come to fruition. A lot of things surprise, and we don't want surprises. We want things that work wonderfully across the board. So Purple Power, get ready. Hit that subscribe button because Purple Power is about to ramp up to make sure we push. Remember, we're not tracking checks, we're cashing checks. Finally, a big surprise if you did not notice on this morning and last night, we expanded something. You've always seen 2 overnight shows before this one that are reruns, throwbacks. They are 3 and 3:30 a.m. Well, guess what? Last night we expanded, 2 nights ago, we expanded with 2 more shows at 10 o'clock the night before and midnight the night before. So now you have 4 rerun shows to enjoy throughout the evening. They're lighthearted, they're easy breezy about home decor and simple things, fun ways to jump into live chats and interact with your fellow vampires in the middle of the night. I mean, you're on YouTube at 12 midnight in the middle of the night. There's a reason you're not sleeping. So you can share your vampire recipes and your vampire outfits and interact with your favorite vampires. So it's the vampire chat room. And with that, I will next see you on mornings LA at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time live on air. But right after this video, jump in to the currently airing live overnights Crypto Show. It's a 15-hour broadcast. It's been a massive hit on this channel. It's 15 hours of live coverage of cryptocurrency with a live chat. So jump into that live show right now and subscribe. I don't want you to miss a single video across the board. Like this video. Share these videos on Facebook, Reddit, and Instagram. Tell people to come on over. Stay informed, stay focused. Keep on smiling. Keep on staying positive. And get ready for the major push as LA heats up. Stay informed, stay focused, and stay with LA.